In order to understand how stress impacts the body, we need to have a little science refresher. At some point, most of us have learned about the central nervous system. The central nervous system includes the brain and the spinal cord. For some reason, it seems like it is the most popular nervous system, or at least the one that most people remember. But it's not the one we need to focus on here. Meet the autonomic nervous system, also known as the visceral nervous system and involuntary nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is easily taken for granted because it influences things that we don't typically think about. Things like heart rate, digestion, breathing, and swallowing. The autonomic nervous system is mission control for internal organ functions too. But there's more. The autonomic nervous system has two branches, the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Generally speaking, these two branches work together to help us cope with and respond to the stresses of everyday life. You can think of the sympathetic nervous system as your responder to stress. If your sympathetic nervous system is constantly activated, how do you think it impacts your overall health? Let's find out. Notice how many blood vessels connect the spinal cord to the internal organs. When your sympathetic nervous system is triggered, it screams, red alert, to your body. Blood flow to internal organs increases and wakes up your body to get you ready to go into action, either fighting to save yourself from some kind of threat or helping you flee from some kind of danger. Under stress, hormones like adrenaline and cortisol initiate a series of changes in the body, including raising blood pressure, heart rate, and blood sugar levels. These changes help a person deal with a crisis situation. The fight or flight response helped our ancestors survive many different forms of danger. It is helpful today too. When you are faced with a real danger, like an impending car accident or an angry dog, it helps you respond quickly. But how often are you in real danger? The problem is that many of us live with a lot of low-level stressors. We probably aren't being chased by a barking dog, but we are rushing about, commuting in heavy traffic, carrying work frustration home, and answering emails well into the night. Your sympathetic nervous system is activated by all of this. It's like your stress response lingers in the on position even when there is no reason for you to fight or flee. The other branch in the autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system controls the rest and digest functions of the body. Do you notice that there are fewer blood vessels connecting the parasympathetic nervous system to internal organs? Blood flow to internal organs isn't needed quickly when your body is in the state of rest and digest. After all of this stress talk, rest and digest sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? When the parasympathetic nervous system is activated, blood pressure falls and heart and breathing rates are slowed down. Additional blood flow is redirected to the digestive and reproductive organs, as well as the endocrine and lymphatic system. These are the parts of our body that we don't need to survive. Here's the thing. The sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system are like a seesaw. When one is high, the other is low. This means that if your sympathetic nervous system is constantly being activated by the stressors of everyday life, you can't experience the relaxed state that the parasympathetic nervous system has to offer. To experience optimal health, your body needs to spend the majority of its time in that parasympathetic state. Although these days, being in a steady state of rest and digest might sound like a fantasy.